try.
Yeah, I'm coming down. I just got back from saving starving babies in Vietnam, so here's some lava lamps for your own enjoyment. How you enjoy your lamps, I shall not ask, I don't judge. I also don't judge people by their color. But Grandpapa, I simply must have another pudding! Sorry, this is a yellow one that I got from Vietnam. Security! Security! Gotta go. Grandpapa! Hold up, I need to fix my hair. Speaking of my hair, I got it from my mama. Sorry, I gotta get my jam on. So let's get down to business. For the past few years, we've been getting rights from our people. I just want to bring out some civil rights experts to further our knowledge. Let's welcome our first guest, MLK. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for coming. So MLK, we know that your goal is to receive equality for blacks. Is that right? Yes, it is, and I dream and pray on getting it the right way. So what do you mean by the right way? Well, instead of using violence, I believe in negotiating with people. I go on marches, strikes, and also make speeches to get the Americans on my side. Ah, yes. You had a letter from the Birmingham jail? That was such an amazing letter. Could you explain to us what was going through your mind when you wrote the letter? Unfortunately, there is segregation of blacks and whites in America. My goal is to make that disappear. We should not be treated differently because of our skin or our race. We are all Americans and deserve to receive respect. And that was my goal in the letter, to tell the government that if we were to battle for equality, it should be fought fairly in the courts instead of on the streets. Wow, that's such a powerful message in one letter. It's just as powerful as your March on Washington. Yes, March on Washington. The American people really understood what I was trying to reach to them. My I Have a Dream speech also helped to influence many Americans to fight discrimination and receive equality. And I can see that the effort of this speech. Thank you for joining us today, MLK. I hope to see you again on my show. I hope so as well. Thank you for talking to me. Oh, no problem. Welcome, Mr. Malcolm. Where do you go at X? Malcolm is fine. All right. Okay, no problem. What did you think about MLK's interview?
I thought his strategy of receiving equality for the blacks was effective.
And why do you think that?
Well, for one, if we use passive resistance, the white Americans will not see us as a threat. Violence is the way to go. Violence will show that we are strong and that we won't stop until we get what we want. Isn't that the message that we should be sending to the Americans? That we won't lose hope and that we will get what we deserve?
You make a very good point there, sir. And I understand that you've been a rebel before and joined the Nation of Islam in jail. What caused you to change and fight and support for blacks?
Well, in jail I learned about the Nation of Islam. And I stayed with them for a couple of years before branching off on my own. And I felt that the blacks needed encouragement and to keep hope alive in them, so that is why I'm here.
And we're all glad that you are here. And so now that we have received the Civil Acts right of 1964 and 1965, do you think that your job is done?
No, because there are still some out there that do not think that blacks should receive equality. But I would say that it is a big achievement that we received those acts and also the 14th Amendment, which will allow us to vote.
It's a really big accomplishment for the black community. With the legislation of these 3 laws, I congratulate and thank you and MLK, as well as the wonderful work in the civil rights movement. I hope that you continue your support for black rights, Mr. Malcolm X.
I wish that as well. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, no problem. Oh. So what exactly do you call you guys?
We're like the counterculture movement, dude. Because we're like against violence and all the hate and like the man, dude.
I see. Well, a good thing is I'm a strong-minded woman, not a man. Oh, I heard there's some music festival coming up soon, so what's going along?
Some music festival? Nah, bruh. This is more than just some music festival, dude.
Okay.
This is gonna be like so psychedelic and groovy, man. We've already sold over like 1,000 tickets, but I mean, the money doesn't matter, man. We're all about the music, dude.
Oh, I see. Well, who's gonna go perform?
Ah, it's so funky, dude. We've got Jimi Hendrix and that sweet chick Joan Baez, The Who. We're supposed to have Bob Dylan, but he might be able to come. And Ethan Brown got arrested for taking too many trips, if you know what I mean. But hey, whatever happens, happens, you know? Just go with the flow and the breeze. You know, the trees, the river, and the grass. The grass.
Oh yes, the grass. I went to Africa to help plant grass so people could graze cattle and help sustain food.
You shouldn't eat animals, dude. They're like people too, you know?
Yes, of course. Well, I've had a lot of people like you.
We're hippies, dude.
Yes, hippies. In my travels to San Francisco, why there?
Oh, you mean Hyde and Ashbury streets? Yeah, dude, like the rent is cheap and some pretty sweet people have lived there, you know? Like Janis Joplin and like the Grateful Dead.
Speaking of which, check under your seats. There's free copies of Grateful Dead's latest album.
Woo! Yeah, man, good for you, dude. You know, we should all just share everything for each other. You know, everything's free. Yeah.
All right, we will be back.
Just a little.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. We were just rocking out some Janis Joplin music. She's going to be at Woodstock Music Festival, along with The Who, Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and so many other of your favorite musical artists.
So come buy your tickets at Ticketmaster. 4 tickets for $20.
See you there.
Woo! And we're back. As a historian and a curious individual, I wanted to know a little bit more about the year 1968. So I called in an expert, Jackie. Everyone give a round of applause for Jackie, who's going to tell us a little bit about this year. And from what I talked to her a little bit before, and she told me a lot of things that happened. It was a very, very eventful year. And we're going to learn more about it. So everyone listen and we'll learn more about it. So we're going to start off with a question. So Jackie, I heard that 1968 is considered a year, like one of the worst years of all of the United States history. Could you explain why, and can you tell me like some of the most dreadful things that occurred during this year?
The Tet Offensive was issued January 30th, 1968, during the Vietnam War. This allowed the U.S. to enter Vietnam, but we really had no business entering at all. Once I saw the horrors unfold on television, I automatically knew that America was doomed and bound to lose this war.
So tell me about what you saw April 4th, 1968.
Well, that was one of the most dreadful days, I have to say. I was watching the news when the report came on. The leader of the Civil Rights Movement, Martin Luther King Jr., was assassinated by the fugitive.
My homeboy MLK.
Yeah, he was assassinated by...
Oh, let's just all take a moment of silence right now. Alright, keep going.
Yeah, he was assassinated by a Missouri State, a fugitive from the Missouri State Penitentiary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did this take place, and who shot the man pleading for equal rights? My homeboy.
Well, this happened in Memphis, Tennessee, and the cold-blooded killer was James Earl Ray. He shot King right in the balcony of his own hotel room.
Oh my God, that's horrible. How did the people react to this?
Well, African Americans and all civil rights activists rioted. It was chaos, and when the word spread. The Chicago riots broke out, complete chaos throughout the city. This all happened the day after April 5th, 1968.
So, I guess I'll just see you later. So, thanks for
Nice to
being
meet
here.
you.
Nice meeting you too. Bye. And now let's hear about the situation in Vietnam. Please welcome our representative that will speak on behalf of those who are serving in Vietnam. My next project will be to help the starving kids in Vietnam, but all the people under the pressure of the Viet Cong. Maybe I should give them cars or something.
They don't need cars. Who needs cars? You get them, you spend all your money on them, you drive them, then you die.
If you want to help them, help what sorry, depressing, bleak bit of hope the people have left. Give economical support to the people struggling for their pathetic, lonely lives, considering the South is about to fall under the communist rule of Ho Chi Minh.
Okay. My first question is, how did the United States get involved in this devastating war?
I think all the trouble started with Eisenhower's domino theory. I guess he thought he'd be able to save this hellhole of a planet we live in. If communist forces overthrew South Vietnam's government, then Cambodia would fall. Then all the other countries would fall. And the next thing you know, our entire world is run by communists and we'd be killing each other in the streets and the entire population would eventually die out. Unfortunately, we can't all just die, so President JFK increased the number of military aides in South Vietnam in order for them to train the unintelligent native troops. At the time, the role of our troops was to support and not combat, but a series of unfortunate events. After all, what is life besides a series of unfortunate events? Led to their engagement in war.
A series of unfortunate events? Oh, you mean President LBJ's Gulf of Tonkin resolution?
And the rest of my miserable life. Well, yes, the resolution gave the president the authorization to use the use of conventional military force in Southeast Asia without an official declaration of war. This is how I got landed in that godforsaken jungle. For his 1964 campaign, he assured the public that he did not want our American boys to be fighting in a war for the Asian boys. But as we can see, this was not entirely true. I saw American boys get blown to pieces, brains and arms and toes and guts flying to fight the war for the Asian boys.
After the LBJ's resignation, how did Nixon go about ending the war in Vietnam?
There was this idea of Vietnamization, which was supposed to end America's participation in the war. The plan proposed a gradual replacement of U.S. troops by well-trained South Vietnamese soldiers. It pulled about 25,000 American troops from Vietnam, but overall, just like the rest of our existence, it was a failure.
It was very nice having you here.
I guess.
I just want to thank all my viewers for watching me today and knowing more about everything that's going on right now. So, thank you for watching, and I just hope to see you guys next time.
Yo, Oprah Winfrey, holla at me! Drop a beat!
African Americans are putting up fight anything it takes to earn them the rights. Black Panthers, Malcolm X, Nick, MLK. Segregation leaves the South and goes away. Rosa Parks refuse to stand. Blacks to protest, stick it to the man. Students to sit-ins and try to win. They try to save their race and their kin.
So stop crying for your mom because you're off to Vietnam. McCarthy's red sheriff, he really wasn't fit. When from the Viet Cong, everything is wrong.
1968, a tumultuous year. Everywhere you looked, people shook in fear. We lost JFK and his brother, MLK, and many others. Many lost their lives from the popo. They said, oh well, YOLO! Political conventions went cray. The Democrats couldn't pick who would stay.
Counterculture drugs, 1960's, Woodstock had many hippies. America was against the war. They all wondered what it's good for. We want peace and love with all. Miley massacre scared us all. Population needs a louder voice. Everyone needs to have their own choice. Freedom!
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand?